The room went silent the moment her palm touched his face. Not hard. Not angry. But clear enough to shock every heartbeat in the room. Silas Moretti, the man no one dared to challenge, stood perfectly still as the warmth of her touch faded from his cheek. Mara Lou knew she had crossed a line. She also knew she did not regret it. His eyes locked onto hers, dark, calm, dangerous in the quiet way that made people forget how to breathe. Slowly, a smile touched his lips, not sweet, not cruel, but curious. "When I step into your world," he said softly, leaning close enough for her to feel his breath, "the only word you'll remember is more." Her heart forgot how to beat. And the doors behind her closed. If you're already hooked, pause for 1 second and tell me, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments and stay with me. Because this did not begin with a slap. It began with a look. Mara had never planned to stand this close to Silas Moretti. She was just a girl who worked long hours, cared too much, and believed life was fair if you tried hard enough. She wore simple dresses, spoke gently, and stayed away from trouble. Silas Moretti was trouble. He owned the tallest building in the city but never needed to say it. People moved when he entered a room. Conversations stopped. Air felt heavier. Mara met him by accident. Or so she thought. It happened at a charity evening she almost did not attend. She spilled a drink on a man in a black suit and rushed to apologize, eyes low, words falling over each other. "I'm so sorry." "Lift your head," the man said. She did. And Silas Moretti saw her. Something unreadable crossed his face. Not desire. Not anger. Interest. From that night on, her world shifted in small, quiet ways. Flowers appeared at her door with no name. A stranger paid her rent without asking. Her job suddenly felt protected. She felt watched but not trapped. Until the invitation came. A simple card. Cream paper. One line. "Come and speak with me." No time. She stood now in his private room. The city glowing behind him through wide glass windows. He offered her a seat. She refused. "You've been following me," she said. Silas smiled slowly. "I've been noticing you." "I'm not something to notice." He stepped closer. "Everyone is." There was no threat in his voice. Only truth. "You think power is loud," he continued. "But real power waits." She should have been afraid. Instead she felt seen. That was what scared her. "You don't own me," she said quietly. Silas raised an eyebrow. "No," he replied. "But you walked in here." His hand lifted, not to touch her, but to rest beside her on the table, close enough to feel. The space between them burned. "That," he said softly, "means something." Her chest tightened. Emotions rose too fast. Fear, anger, curiosity, something warmer. That was when she did it. Not to hurt him. Not to insult him. But to remind herself she was still in control. Her hand touched his face. And everything changed. Now, in the silence that followed, Silas looked at her like a man who had just found something rare. "Interesting," he murmured. "Very interesting." He straightened, his voice calm, steady, certain. "You don't know it yet, Mara," he said. "But this moment will follow you everywhere." She swallowed. "Then let me leave." Silas turned toward the door. And locked it. Not with fear. With choice. He looked back at her, eyes dark with promise, not danger. "Stay," he said. "Just for tonight." Her breath shook. And she did not know why her feet did not move. Because somewhere deep inside her, a quiet voice whispered, "More." Bell subscribe to this channel to support our growth. Mara stayed. She did not know why. The door was locked, but it did not feel like a trap. It felt like a pause, like the world outside had stepped back to watch. Silas walked away from the door and poured 2 glasses of water. Not wine. Not something strong. Just water. That confused her. He handed her one. Their fingers almost touched. Almost. "You're shaking," he said quietly. "I'm not afraid," she replied too fast. "I didn't say you were." She hated that he noticed things so easily. Mara took a slow breath and looked around the room. It was not dark or cold like she imagined. The lights were warm. The walls held books, not weapons. Art, not trophies. "You expected something else," Silas said. "I expected less calm." He smiled. "Calm is where truth lives." She met his eyes. Then tell me the truth. Silas leaned against the table, studying her like a story he had already read once and wanted to read again. I noticed you because you don't beg, he said. Even when you need help. I didn't ask for your help. You didn't need to, he replied. You carry pride like a shield. She looked away. No one had ever described her like that. Why me? She asked. Silas stepped closer, slow enough to give her time to move away. She didn't. Because you look at me like I'm just a man, he said. Not a legend. Not a shadow. His voice softened. I don't get that often. The silence between them stretched, thick and warm. Mara felt something dangerous growing inside her. Not fear. Not anger. Curiosity. You're not what people say, she whispered. He tilted his head. And you're not as calm as you pretend. She laughed softly before she could stop herself. The sound surprised them both. Silas's eyes changed at that moment. Like something opened. He reached out, stopping just inches from her face. May I? He asked. No one had ever asked her that. She nodded. His fingers brushed a loose strand of hair behind her ear. The touch was gentle, careful, like he was learning something fragile. Her breath caught. You shouldn't be here, she said. I know. You shouldn't look at me like that. I know. You shouldn't make me feel like this. Silas's voice dropped. Like what? Like staying. His hand fell away, but the warmth remained. That's why I locked the door, he said. Not to keep you in. Then why? To see if you would choose it. Her heart raced. And if I don't? He smiled, slow and honest. Then I'll open the door. She studied him. Really studied him. Power lived in his stillness, not his control. You're dangerous, she said. So are you, he replied. You just don't know it yet. Time slipped. They talked. About nothing. About everything. Her childhood. His loneliness. The weight of being seen and unseen at the same time. Mara forgot where she was. Forgot who he was. Until the doorbell rang. Silas stiffened. That was the first crack in the calm. He moved away from her, answering a call without speaking. His face darkened, not with anger but concern. When he turned back to her, his eyes searched her face. You need to leave, he said. Her chest tightened. I thought you said. I did, he replied softly. But the world remembered us. He walked to the door and unlocked it. Before she could move, he stopped her with a hand. Not touching, just close. This isn't over, he said. This is only the beginning. She swallowed. Then why does it feel like goodbye? Silas leaned close, his forehead almost touching hers. Because now? He whispered. It's real. The elevator doors closed behind her. Her phone buzzed. One message. From an unknown number. You don't know who he really is. Her heart dropped. And she looked up just in time to see Silas watching her from above, his face unreadable. Mara did not sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Silas standing by the glass window, the city behind him, his voice calm but full of meaning. She replayed every word, every look, every pause. Most of all, she replayed the message. You don't know who he really is. Morning came softly, but her heart stayed loud. She went to work, answered emails, smiled at people who did not see her shaking hands. Life tried to act normal, but something inside her had shifted. Around noon, her phone buzzed again. This time it was his name. Silas. No long message. No explanation. Just one sentence. Did you get home safely? Her chest tightened. She stared at the screen for a long time before replying. Yes. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Appeared again. Good. That was all. And somehow it meant everything. Days passed like that. Quiet messages. Simple words. No pressure. No demands. Eat. Rest. Don't forget yourself. He never asked where she was. Never showed up without warning. That made it harder. Because she wanted him to. When they finally met again, it was not in his tower. It was a small cafe near the river. Silas arrived first, dressed simply, no guards, no shadow. He stood when he saw her, his eyes softening in a way that made her forget how to walk for a second. You came, he said. So did you, she replied. They smiled at the same time. They talked like normal people. About coffee she didn't like. About music he barely listened to. About how strange it felt to sit in public and not be watched. "You don't have to be careful with me," she said. "I know," he replied. "That's why I am." The honesty in his voice made her fingers curl around her cup. "Why me, Silas?" she asked again. "Really?" He looked at her for a long moment before answering. "Because when you look at me," he said slowly, "I remember who I was before power taught me how to hide." Her breath caught. That was not a line. That was truth. They walked by the river afterward, not touching but close enough to feel warmth. When her hand brushed his by accident, neither of them pulled away. "So," she said softly, "who are you really?" Silas stopped walking. The city noise faded. "I am a man who has made choices," he said. "Some good. Some heavy." She nodded. "I don't need perfect." "I know," he said. "That's what scares me." He reached for her hand then, slow, giving her time. She let him. The touch was simple. Real. Warm. Nothing dramatic. Everything important. "I don't want to hurt you," he said quietly. She looked up at him. "Then don't lie to me." He held her gaze. "Then stay." Her heart beat faster. "I'm not asking to be saved." "I wouldn't dare," he said. "I just want to stand beside you." For the first time in a long while, Mara believed someone. That night she went home lighter. Until another message arrived. This one had a photo. Silas. Standing with another woman. The timestamp was recent. Below it one line. "Ask him what he's hiding." Her hand shook. Her phone buzzed again. Silas was calling. She stared at the screen, heart racing, wondering which truth she was about to hear. And whether she was ready for it. Mara did not answer the call. Not because she wanted to hurt him, but because she needed to breathe. The photo burned in her mind. Silas standing close to another woman. Too close to be nothing. Too calm to be explained easily. She sat on the edge of her bed. Phone resting in her palm like it weighed more than it should. Then the phone buzzed again. Not a call this time. A message. "Please don't disappear on me." Her chest tightened. She typed, erased, typed again. "I need the truth." The reply came almost immediately. "Then let me look at you when I tell it." They met that evening, back by the river where everything had once felt simple. The air was cool. The lights reflected softly on the water. Silas stood waiting, hands in his pockets, shoulders tense in a way she had never seen before. She stopped a few steps away. "Who is she?" Mara asked quietly. Silas did not pretend. He did not smile. "She was part of my past," he said. "Someone I once thought I needed." "Once?" Mara asked. "She came to say goodbye." Mara searched his face for cracks. "And the message?" she asked. "The warning." Silas exhaled slowly. "People don't like it when I choose something real. You are real." The honesty hurt more than lies ever could. "I don't want to be a secret," Mara said. "You won't be," he replied firmly. "And I don't want to lose you by hiding." He stepped closer, stopping when only inches remained between them. "I didn't fall for you because you were easy," he continued. "I fell because you challenged me without trying." Her eyes filled, but she did not look away. "I need more than words," she whispered. Silas nodded. "Then let me show you, not tonight, not with promises but with time." He reached for her hand, slow, careful, letting her choose. She chose him. Their fingers laced together, warm and steady. No rush. No fear. Just two people standing in the quiet truth. "I don't want a perfect man," Mara said softly. "I want a man who grows." Silas smiled, not powerful now, just human. "Then stay," he said. "Not because you need me. Because you want to." She leaned into him, resting her forehead against his chest. And for the first time the word more did not feel like hunger. Felt like a future. Subscribe to this channel to support our growth and stay connected for more romantic stories like this.